Report writing. That phrase alone can sound a little daunting, right? But what if you had a blueprint, a step-by-step guide to help you construct a powerful, effective report right from the ground up? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do together. Okay, let's start with a feeling I'm pretty sure we've all had. You've done all the research, you've got the data, all the info is right there, but you're just staring at that blank page, not sure how to put it all together. Yeah, it can be super intimidating. But here's the thing. The secret to a great report isn't just about the words you use. It's about how you build it. So today, let's think of ourselves as architects of information. We're not just trying to fill a page. We are going to lay out the exact blueprint for the perfect report. Okay, let's dive right in. Now, before we can even start building, we got to clear the ground first. And that means getting really clear on what a report is, and maybe just as important, what it isn't. And this is such a key question to ask first, because even though they might look a little similar on the surface, essays and reports are built for completely different jobs. And once you get that difference, it changes everything about how you approach them. So here's the fundamental difference. An essay, well, that's more like a journey of reflection, It's designed to argue a point of view. But a report? A report is a tool. It's built for efficiency. It's there to present facts and analysis to solve a real-world problem, and it usually has a clear call to action. That's why you see reports using all those headings, numbered sections, even bullet points. It's so a busy person can grab the key info in minutes, maybe even seconds. It's all about speed and clarity. All right, so now that we've cleared the ground, let's pull out the master plan. This is the overall blueprint for pretty much any formal report you're ever going to need to write. And you can really think of these sections like the main floors of a building. Each one is built right on top of the last, creating this really solid, coherent structure. It guides your reader from the big picture all the way down to the tiny, actionable details. It's the super logical flow that just works. Every strong building needs a solid foundation, right? And for a report, that foundation is what we call the front matter. It's the very first thing your audience sees, and it sets the stage for everything else to come. So, the executive summary, this is basically your 30-second elevator pitch for the entire report. It has to be so clear and so complete that someone could read just this one page and totally get your purpose, your key findings, and your final recommendations. And that's the big secret, right? This is why you always, and I mean always, write it last. Let's see how this works in the real world. Boom. Right in the very first sentence, you know exactly what the goal is. There's no long, winding intro. The reader knows what this report is about from the get-go. And then, look at this. It gets super specific. We see the numbers, 150,000 farmers, 6 different countries. This gives the reader an immediate snapshot of the report's scale and its scope. No vague language, just the facts. And finally, it sums up the key findings. It tells a busy executive exactly what was learned. So after reading just these few lines, the audience gets the objective, the scope, and the outcome. That is a powerful foundation. Okay, our foundation is officially set. Now it's time to build the core of our structure. This is where the real heavy lifting happens, as you construct your main argument through the introduction, the body, and the discussion. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't that what the executive summary did? Not quite. While the summary gives you a peek at the entire report, the introduction is all about framing the problem you're about to dive into. It gives context, defines any key terms, and tells the reader exactly what you will, and just as important, what you won't be covering. The body of your report, that's where you lay out all your evidence. This is your methodology, how you got your information, and your findings, the raw data. It's the what of your report. But after you've presented the what, you gotta explain the so what. And that, my friends, is where the discussion comes in. Honestly, this is often the most important part of your report, because it's where you stop just presenting information and you start interpreting it. Your reader's seen all the data. Now they're asking, okay, great, but what does it all mean? Well, your discussion section is built to answer exactly that. And it does it in 4 key moves. It's such a logical flow. You start big with a broad overview of your main findings, then you zoom in and drill down into the specifics. Next, and this is key, you connect your work to existing research, showing how it fits into the bigger picture. And finally, you bring it all home by interpreting what it all means, explaining the real significance of your results. All right, time for the grand finale. These are the finishing touches, the sections that make your entire structure impactful and really stick in your reader's mind, the conclusion and the recommendations. Think of your conclusion as the final, clean summary of your analysis. It's your last chance to hammer home your key arguments and prove that you've answered the question you set out to answer in the introduction. And the golden rule here? Absolutely no new information. Nope, don't do it. And this is where your report goes from just being informative to being truly useful. Your recommendations are your call to action. They should flow right out of your analysis and suggest clear, practical things to do. And the very best recommendations, they follow a simple but really powerful framework. Seriously, using the SMART framework is a total game changer. It forces you to turn a vague idea, like "we should improve communication," into a concrete, actionable plan. It makes you ask the tough questions. Is it specific enough? Can we actually measure its success? Is it achievable and, realistic with the resources we have? And what's the timeline? Answering these turns a wish list into a real strategy. It's such a handy tool. So, when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway? It's pretty simple, actually. A clear structure isn't a limitation. It's not a boring set of rules you have to follow. It is the tool that transforms your complex ideas into a powerful, persuasive, and incredibly easy to understand message. So now you have the blueprint. You've got the tools, and you've got the plan to build a report that doesn't just sit there, but actually makes an impact. So the only question left is, what are you ready to build?